Have you ever felt a fear that's not about ghosts in the attic or a killer in the woods, but something bigger? A fear about just how vast and empty the universe is? Well, that's exactly what we're diving into today. The chilling philosophy of cosmic horror. And this quote just nails it, doesn't it? We're not talking about your average jump scares. This is about a kind of dread that crawls up on you when you're faced with something you literally can't wrap your mind around. A fear that makes you question reality itself. So, what is it really? At its heart, cosmic horror is about this one single crushing idea. It's that feeling you get staring up at a clear night sky, suddenly realizing you are just impossibly small. And worse, whatever else is out there doesn't even know you exist or care. And it's not a quick jolt of fear, it's an atmosphere. It's this deep, nagging feeling that the world isn't quite right, that the rules you thought you knew are a lie. It's a sense of wrongness that just hangs around long after the story's done. Now, to really get a handle on this, we've got to go back to the source. We have to look at the guy who basically drew the map for this entire landscape of terror. And that guy is H.P. Lovecraft. I mean, you can't even talk about this genre without his name coming up. He's the undisputed architect who laid down all the rules, creating a blueprint that people are still building on and tearing down to this very day. Lovecraft built his entire horrifying universe on some seriously heavy ideas. You've got nihilism, the cheerful thought that our lives, our goals, our entire civilization are completely meaningless. You've got existentialism, the scary freedom of knowing we're alone in a universe without purpose. And then the big ones, ancient, godlike beings we can't understand, and the fact that learning too much about them will absolutely shatter your mind. Just think about Cthulhu, dreaming deep under the ocean, or Azathoth, the so-called blind idiot god, bubbling at the center of everything. These things aren't evil. That word is too small. They are just vast. They're as indifferent to us as we are to the bacteria on our skin. So this becomes the standard horrifying journey for anyone in a Lovecraft story. It's almost like a recipe for disaster. First, you stumble on something that shouldn't exist. Then your brain tries desperately to make it make sense. It can't. And that's when you realize how small and pointless you are. And that last step, well, it's pretty much inevitable. Your sanity just breaks. But here's the thing. The genre didn't just stop with Lovecraft. Oh no. A whole new generation of creators picked up his tools and have built some new, and you could argue even more terrifying structures. You can really see the shift here. Lovecraft, he loved his detailed, grotesque descriptions of slimy, tentacle things. But modern masters, guys like Thomas Ligotti and Laird Barron, they're all about atmospheric dread. The horror isn't some big monster you can point at. It's a quiet, creeping feeling that your own mind is turning against you. Exactly. The modern take is a total slow burn. It's less about the monster jumping out and more about the shadows in the corner of your eye. The terror is built on what's implied, letting your own imagination do the heavy lifting, which, let's be honest, is usually way worse. Okay, so this brings up a really interesting question. If this whole genre is about things we can't possibly comprehend, how in the world do you put that on a movie screen? It's the ultimate challenge for a filmmaker, right? The entire point is that the human brain short circuits when it sees this stuff. So how do you show that? How do you film the unfilmable? Well, Alex Garland's movie Annihilation is a masterclass in how to do it. There's no big, scary monster in the traditional sense. The horror is the shimmer itself, this beautiful, shimmering, but profoundly unnatural area that's rewriting the rules of life and physics. It just feels deeply, fundamentally wrong. Then there's a movie like The Endless. It gets the idea across using its story. The characters are trapped in these bizarre, overlapping time loops, and they slowly realize they're just playthings for some massive, unseen entity. They can't fight it. They can only glimpse the bars of their cosmic cage. And then a film like Mandy just goes for broke with a wild, psychedelic visual style. The horror comes from the completely surreal, nightmarish feel of it all, making reality itself seem like it's unstable and ready to shatter at any moment. So, this all leads to a big question. Why are we still so obsessed with this century-old genre? What is it about this cosmic dread that hits so hard for us right now? Well, think about it. We live in an age where we feel like every answer is just a Google search away. So the idea that there are truths about the universe that are not only unknown, but completely unknowable, that is a special kind of terrifying for the modern mind. But really, cosmic horror works because it skips all our modern defenses and hits us right in our deepest, oldest fears. The fear that we have no real control, the fear that our lives don't have some grand cosmic purpose, and the fear that this solid reality we depend on is actually paper thin. So, in the end, this is way more than just scary stories. Cosmic horror is really a mirror. It just reflects our biggest, scariest questions about existence right back at us and forces us to stare into that darkness. And that leaves us with one final haunting thought to chew on. In the face of all that silent, infinite, and uncaring space, does our scream, does our entire life even make a sound?